Good morning, everyone. I've just had my breakfast, my coffee. This is normally how I start the day, and then I move into things like my to-do list, checking what I have to do for the day, things like my analytics, whether stores need product in the city, as far as what recipes I'm gonna make. And speaking of that, we're on our way to the market. I haven't yet decided what we're gonna make, but I'll hopefully be inspired by all the local produce. See you there. And hi everyone. I was kidding about seeing you there. We're on the way to the Calgary Farmers Market, and you have the luxury of joining me in my car today. Because the camera guy is here, I probably won't be gibbering off as much as I normally do, talking to myself out loud, self-motivation, convincing myself I can do this, even when I really can't when you have that much on your to-do list. So like I mentioned before, I have no clue what I want to make today, but I often go to the Calgary Farmers Market and different markets in the city, including FoodByMaria, to find inspiration through fresh ingredients from local farmers. I really enjoy using things like beans, nuts, otherwise known as legumes, to create everything. I like making raw cheesecakes. I enjoy making lentil patties, chickpea patties, veggie burgers. It's crazy what an ingredient can really do for me. It's really inspiring. I also aspire to a lot of the people I follow on Instagram and their Instagram accounts. So for instance, because my work involves a lot of scrolling and I guess interacting and engaging with my following, I find myself clicking and then clicking and then clicking and creeping to the furthest point where you finally find this perfect cake that you want to make for Easter dinner. And that's what I think makes Instagram and my job so interesting. It's because you're always alone and sort of motivating yourself, but you find yourself really interacting with other people to create your own little unique recipe. Before I babble on too much, I'm going to kind of talk more about why I've chosen this market today. It's really important to me to support local. They're really, really kind. I've never had a horrible experience at this market. They're really, really lovely, and they carry a lot of locally sourced ingredients, really wholesome. Most of them can be organic. I'm not sure if they all are, so I'll let us find out when we get there. You guys, we're here. We're at the farmers market, Calgary Farmers Market. We're about to go in and take a look at the produce, all the products, maybe chat to people, creep them out, but we'll see how it goes. Come on with us. So what I typically do when I go to the farmers market is do like a little round, decide what I want to kind of look at and what's attracting me most, and then I go from there. So I really like kombucha because I have IBS and I've suffered with my past with bulimia. So I have like low acidity levels in my belly, and I find that this really keeps me at ease. It's filled with probiotics, really good for gut flora, just super delicious. So I just had a look at Lane's Market here, and I saw cauliflower, and I immediately thought to myself, kind of craving fettuccine, but I don't want a creamy milk-based sauce. So what I'm going to do is actually get some cauliflower, boil it down, and then blend it and add things like coconut milk, nutritional yeast, hints of lemon and parsley, and then steam some asparagus, cook the pasta, and then you have yourself the healthiest fettuccine ever. So just come along with me while we look for some of the ingredients. I'm just going to kind of chit-chat and see what people are liking. So onions are really important in any dish. It creates a really good flavor base. Sometimes I like buying cauliflower and vegetables that have already been pre-cut. It creates a really easy recipe, and you don't have to deal with the fussing in the kitchen after. I'm gonna get the nice little thin ones because they don't take long to cook, and they're perfect for infusing lots of flavor. I'm gonna try and find a truffle oil because I think that'll be bang on with this dish, and maybe some mushrooms, but you're right there. I think I'm just gonna use the brown mushrooms. Just put around 2 cups into this brown bag. Excuse me while I multitask. So for this fettuccine, we're gonna be adding black truffle oil. This young, fun lad suggested that it's much lighter and it will be better with the fettuccine. I explained which ingredients I'm using, so we're just going to try it before I buy it. And it tastes delightful. I'll get 3 of those bunches. Okay, we're done. We have everything we need. So we have the pasta, we have the cauliflower for the base sauce. We're gonna use coconut milk that I have at home, nutritional yeast for that cheesy taste, fresh parsley, some lemon, the truffle oil, mushrooms for added creaminess, and then we're gonna just steam the asparagus to add the extra greens and nutrients on the top. This is a perfect meal and it won't take long, I promise you. You'll see. Hey guys, so we're back in the kitchen after today's market haul. I'm just unloading all of the ingredients. Because I have a very heavy appetite, I'm just munching on some carrots that I got from FoodByMaria, a great delivery company. So here we have the fresh parsley that we got from the market. This is going to be a great way to add greens into the dish. Lots of flavor, lots of depth. Keeping the receipts. Set those aside. And then additional ingredients that I bought that aren't for the dish are things like these beautiful tomatoes for photography. Ow! Prickly eggplant apparently, and gorgeous red peppers. So I'm just gonna put these away in my fridge. Got gorgeous asparagus, nice and skinny stuff. I love it because it's so easy to cook and steam. Takes around like 3 minutes. They don't need to be overcooked. We got our cauliflower florets, which are gonna be boiled in today's dish to make a really creamy fettuccine sauce. Got some onions for a beautiful flavor base, and our garlic. So these garlic and onions are an absolute must for any of my dishes. It just makes it less difficult to sort of infuse flavor into your dish. Okay, we're just gonna add some water to the pot. I'm gonna add around 1 liter. And this is for the florets that have already been pre-cut. Super convenient for people who are busy but still wanna add nutrients into their diet. I highly suggest cauliflower for anything you want to make and add creaminess. You're going to be completely blown away by how these florets are going to be transformed into the most beautiful fettuccine sauce. So we're just going to start the water here, bring it to a boil on high, and in the meantime I'm just going to prep the rest of the ingredients for today's dish. So in all of my dishes I start with the flavor base of an onion. Because the dish is only feeding 2 of us today, I'm just going to use a smaller onion. That up. Cut these little mushrooms into quarters. Avocado oil based out of the States. This lovely company, Chosen Foods, I'm really close with. They're really kind. They send me their oils and I really enjoy cooking with them. So we're just gonna use a little skillet. I try not to wash the skillet because I like keeping all the nice flavor on it. Just gonna use a towel to nick off the old onion. Add some olive oil. I'm so fixated on saying olive oil, guys. It's avocado oil. Put it around medium heat. Okay, so our water has reached a boil. I'm going to turn it down just a smidge. Salt it a wee bit. Himalayan sea salt. And we're going to add the florets. If I had to guess, because I didn't measure this, it's around 3 cups of cauliflower florets. Just put the garlic on this knife here. We're gonna add it to our little onions. The reason I waited around 5 minutes was because I didn't want to burn the garlic. But I also wanted to allow the onions to caramelize. I haven't seasoned the onions yet. I'm gonna wait till I add the mushrooms. So now we're gonna add the mushrooms. And as we all know, mushrooms wilt down to next to nothing, but they add beautiful flavor and they're super good for you. For the actual dish itself, I want to highlight the gorgeous top of the stems. So I'm just going to cut them in half and present the top bits, but still enjoy the bottom bits. There we go. These are really fun for photography because you get to add a lot of sharpness and contrast to these, and it just creates a lot of depth in the photograph, and you can highlight the green a lot. So while this is cooking and simmering, I'm going to create the sauce. I'm literally eyeballing. This is probably one of my biggest tragic flaws, is I typically have to redo my recipes a couple times because I don't write it down the first time. So it looks like I've added around 2 cups of coconut milk, unsweetened. Then I'm going to add the juice of 1 lemon. I'm going to do that at the end when the cauliflower is in the blender. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of really rich B12 nutritional yeast. Super great alternative for all you plant-based eaters out there and non-plant-based eaters. It is perfect for adding a cheesy flavor to your dish. I'm gonna wait on the truffle oil as well. And then I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of parsley. And then we'll add more infused into the sauce later. Another thing you could add to this that would be great is cashews. Cashews have really good tendency of adding creaminess. I like making cheesecake with cashews. I enjoy making energy balls with cashews. You can literally do everything with cashews. Homemade mayo, super delicious. So we're just doing the fork test on the cauliflower. If I could get in there, there we go. We're literally seconds away. So I think I'm gonna shut the heat off. We're gonna strain it and add it to the coconut milk. Okay, so this is what we're looking at for sauce right now. Just gonna quickly give it a taste and double check that we don't need to add anything else to cream it up. It's perfect. So we're gonna take what we need and add it back into this beautiful flavor base. Just gonna use a paper towel to remove the onion bits so that they don't end up in the sauce after it's been blended. And we're just gonna add enough for 2 portions. And then this is where we're gonna add more parsley, our plant-based cheese, and our lemon. So we're adding the asparagus to the new pot of water. And I performed some sort of weird sorcery / wizardry here because I'm also gonna add the pasta into this water too after this is blanched and cooked. We're letting the mushroom cauliflower sauce cook down here. It's bubbling away, so I don't want to get it on the camera. That's how that looks. And we're gonna add 4 ingredients that are gonna completely amplify the flavor. So we got our Daya cheese, great plant-based alternative. The black truffle oil, lemon, my favorite ingredient of all time. I could do a whole skit just on why I love lemon. And our pasta, which I'm gonna open now and unravel. How beautiful does this look? Oh my gosh. I love everything homemade. It reminds me of my yaya making bracana and hilopitas, which I feel like it's basically the same thing, but longer. Around half a cup of Daya cheese. We're gonna do around a teaspoon of black truffle oil. This is very strong, so we don't want to overdo it. We want the dish to highlight itself. And by that I mean we want the cauliflower to be present, we want the parsley to be present, and the lemon. So we'll give this a nice little chop. Perfect. And I like keeping the greenery for garnish later. Squeezy, squeezy. Oh my gosh, my strength is really coming through here. If I could use this finger, I'd just use my hand, but not today, folks, not today. Okay. So just because this water's already boiling, I'm gonna transfer this asparagus over. We're gonna use the asparagus juice, which is super good for you, and infuse it into the pasta. I don't know if you do this at home, but I highly suggest it because it saves you time reboiling water all the time, and then you're only using 1 pot. Perfect. Pop our pasta in, and this only needs to cook for 3 minutes. So we're very close to the end, my friends. We get to eat soon. I cannot tell you guys how good this smells and how excited I am to eat it. Go. So I just left a tiny bit of the pasta water. Give it a nice little drain and strain. Slappity slap. Dump that in. Just using our little spoon, dump this gorgeous sauce. Oh my gosh. Into the fettuccine. There we go. You would honestly never know that it's made from cauliflower. Sorcery. Trickery. Your kids will love it. That sound is the sound of heaven meeting my stomach, and past the Lords are on our side. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is where I get quick in the kitchen. Just gonna show you the props that I've set aside. So I'm just gonna be using this, and I'll show you how. So as soon as I take the photo, it's normally arranged a bit differently, but it just depends on the day. So I have a fork. I'm gonna use this with the lemon because we zested the lemon, and I like showing my friends, followers on Instagram what goes into the dish. We're using a beautiful plate. I'm gonna simply transfer the pasta. From this gorgeous pot onto the plate. So one of our friends wanted to not join the party. Go. Give it a nice little twist, bit of height. Try not to get any sauce under camera. There we go, you guys. Then I'm gonna add nice hints of garnish. So, the shot looks really small, but I'll show you how we make it work outside. So like I mentioned before, we're gonna add the green bits of the asparagus. So try and choose your prettiest ones. Doesn't have to be too much. Just give people the idea of what's going on and what's being eaten in the dish. Perfect. Okay, so I have everything I need minus the backdrop back there. So we have my camera, these set up, cloths for texture, and just follow me out while I grab the backboard. I shoot outside because I've always loved natural light in my shots. And I feel like this is what kind of sets me apart from knowing that it's a cartoony shot versus real natural food that people eat every day. So we're just gonna kind of loosely place things. And there we go. So I'm gonna get up onto my ladder / table. Just start taking some shots.